Ashton Kutcher, the renowned actor and philanthropist, has sent shockwaves through Hollywood with his impassioned warning about the grave issue of trafficking. Known for his dedication to various social causes, Kutcher has turned the spotlight on this harrowing reality that continues to plague society. His call to action has not only captivated the entertainment industry, but has also united voices across the globe in the fight against this heinous crime.
It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American to be exposed to sexual abuse. That's a breeding ground for trafficking. I promise you that's a breeding ground for trafficking. But the reason I looked at foster care rates where I've seen things that no person should ever see.
Kutcher pulled back the curtains on the dark world of trafficking, highlighting the horrifying scope of the problem. With emotion evident in his voice, Kutcher exposed the stark reality that millions of innocent lives are caught in the clutches of modern-day slavery, often subjected to unspeakable atrocities. Kutcher's warning was not only a wake-up call to the entertainment industry, but also to society as a whole. He stressed that the magnitude of this issue demands collective action and emphasized that turning a blind eye to this global crisis is simply not an option. In a candid disclosure, Kutcher has openly warned those Hollywood elites involved in such activities, urging them to face the consequences of their actions, especially when it comes to sexual abuse and its role as a breeding ground for trafficking. These revelations have sparked widespread concern and calls for accountability within the entertainment world. Hollywood has become a breeding ground for trafficking. There's a belief that these powerful moguls have transformed Hollywood into a hub of open secrets, where dark activities are hidden but widely known. Despite Hollywood's reputation, attempts to address these issues were often met with silence and fear. A prominent example is the case of Harvey Weinstein, whose actions remained undisclosed for years until the truth finally came to light. This exposed the role of power dynamics and institutional betrayals in perpetuating such behavior. In the eyes of the public, Hollywood seems to be specifically associated with these problems, given its notorious reputation. It is considered the epicenter where such issues are most prevalent. Some individuals expressed their concern over the prevalence of these actions within Hollywood. One of them conveyed that if only sexual harassment were the sole problem, but unfortunately much more disturbing events occur that would be unimaginable for most ordinary people, even in their worst nightmares. Another person pointed out that sexual harassment has been normalized in the entertainment industry for a long time. They find it repulsive and disorienting for adults, but the impact is especially devastating for children, who become silent victims of sexual abuse. These innocent individuals have been exposed to countless stories about Hollywood's dark secrets, leaving them terrified. An alarming example is evident in the Weinstein Company, where women bravely spoke up for years, but their voices were not believed. Harvey remained a subject of jokes in pop culture while retaining his position of power within his production companies, producing successful movies and winning numerous Oscars. To many, Harvey was like a deity in the industry. However, there were some newer and younger artists whom Harvey betrayed, and he successfully kept those betrayals hidden. The immense power he held allowed him to perpetuate his predatory behavior for an extended period. Although no concrete proof has been established, all available shreds of evidence strongly indicate that Harvey may have been involved in some very grave crimes. One victim, hailing from Italy, accused Harvey of coercing her against her will, instilling fear of severe consequences if she resisted. Consequently, she reluctantly allowed him to continue his actions. The victim asserted that she knew he had victimized many others before her, which explains why her story, dating back 20 years and others even older, remained hidden for so long. The New York Times first brought these allegations to light, exposing Harvey's involvement in multiple inappropriate acts. Subsequently, numerous women came forward, revealing incidents of alleged harassment by him during the 1990s. His misconduct not only involved harassment, but also forced these women into engaging in indecent acts. What is particularly noteworthy is that all these artists were relatively junior and new to the industry at the time of the incidents. Harvey took advantage of his position and authority, mistreating people to fulfill his desires, often resorting to humiliation tactics. In 2017, Wadiel David made serious human exploitation charges against Harvey. According to David's lawsuit, Weinstein manipulated her by falsely considering her for a role in the show Marco Polo, luring her to his room at the Montage Hotel under false pretenses. Multiple victims of Weinstein have accused him of violating federal statutes by essentially offering movie roles in exchange for fulfilling his physical desires. One of them passionately expressed, "We can't just let that creep walk free. He belongs in prison, and I hope he faces execution too." The extent of power Weinstein held in Hollywood is truly terrifying. It's disheartening that the actresses who rejected his advances faced repercussions, finding themselves blacklisted for merely doing the right thing. In court, the claim against Weinstein was allowed to proceed as the plaintiffs convincingly alleged that he engaged in exploitative activities for his personal gains. The judge acknowledged that for aspiring actresses, meeting a world-renowned film producer holds significant value in itself. The opportunity to privately discuss their film reel and the promised film role can be career-defining and life-changing. The argument that the victims received nothing of value and that the expectation of a film role or a professional meeting had no worth does not align with the reality of the modern entertainment industry. On the other hand, Harvey made efforts to settle the lawsuit, and the victims eventually dropped their case, allowing him to evade justice easily and perpetuating the preservation of this dark truth as an open secret. According to credible sources, there are well-known individuals who were already aware of Harvey Weinstein's actions. For instance, Seal, in a post on Instagram, referenced this ongoing frenzy. He wrote, "I forgot. That's right. You had heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young, aspiring actresses who were completely unaware of what they were getting into. My bad. When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution." Accompanied by photos of Seal and Weinstein together at events, one of which shows a prominent talk show host kissing Weinstein's cheek, the posthumously criticized the hypocrisy within Hollywood. Harvey is just one example of someone involved in such heinous behavior. Unfortunately, the industry is burdened with similar individuals. However, it's essential to acknowledge that there are also people like Mel Gibson, Ashton Kutcher, and Jim Caviezel, who are leading the fight against such harmful practices, as exemplified in their actions and advocacy in acts. Undoubtedly, this ongoing issue remains a troubling and unresolved problem that demands the attention and action of humanity. As you may already know, Caviezel and Gibson shared the screen in The Passion of the Christ film, and since then, they have been collaborating behind closed doors to combat not only that particular issue, but also to address various other taboo concerns in the world. Mel Gibson's past mistakes have been exposed to the public in a very public manner. He faced ostracization from Hollywood when a leaked tape revealed him engaging in a conversation with his former wife, displaying a terrifying and controlling side, which painted him as a violent husband. The media widely publicized all of this. Despite the controversy, Mel Gibson has remained active in Hollywood, keeping a vigilant eye on the industry. He believes that progress is being made and that the light is being cast into the dark corners. Even though the process might be painful, it is deemed necessary for bringing about change. So here's how it happened. Mel Gibson joined forces with Jim Caviezel, and together they created a movie called Sound of Freedom. This film was intended to be Mel's way of shedding light on the human exploitations rampant in the industry. Jim expressed that their efforts were for the sake of the children, the country, and its sovereignty. Following the release of the movie, it became evident that numerous film producers were eager to address the same issue, but they had not taken the initiative. One of these producers acknowledged Mel's pivotal role in advancing this crucial work, expressing personal gratitude for his support during the making of the documentary. However, it's important to clarify that reports stating that Mr. Gibson is exclusively producing a 4-part series are inaccurate. In September 2020, there was international controversy surrounding a Netflix film titled Cuties. Critics questioned whether the movie genuinely raised awareness about the exploitation of children, or ironically exploited the 11-year-old actors involved. Child exploitation is often considered Hollywood's elephant in the room, a topic that has been surrounded by rumors and vague accusations for a long time. However, a new film on Netflix has sparked intense backlash due to its sexualized depictions of young girls. The controversy has become so significant that several GOP lawmakers have called on the Justice Department to investigate the matter. Adding to the concern, actor Isaac Cappy, known for his role in the superhero film Thor, made explosive allegations in August 2018. He asserted that some showbiz parents are willingly subjecting their kids to abuse, lured by the promise of roles and money for their children's careers. Shockingly, Cappy claimed that some parents even go so far as to sell their own children for financial gain, which he described as a deeply disturbing situation. The seriousness of these allegations cannot be ignored, as they shed light on a deeply troubling aspect of the entertainment industry. When attempting to discuss these matters with people, their responses might be filled with disbelief and shock. Yet, beyond mere conspiracy theories, there exists substantial evidence of the horrifying exploitation of children within the entertainment industry. A distressing example is the case of Jimmy Savile, a prominent BBC star in Great Britain. After his death in 2011, criminal investigations uncovered allegations that he had victimized up to 1,000 children, some as young as 2 years old. Stories emerged of young girls sitting on his knee while he engaged in inappropriate behavior. Historically, many abusers have managed to evade the consequences of their actions. However, with technological advancements and the growing support of public figures like Ashton Kutcher, there is now hope that these wrongdoers will face severe repercussions for their heinous deeds. The focus on shedding light on such exploitation is crucial for the protection and safety of innocent children. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.